Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? Good evening. Good evening. Good afternoon, depending on where y'all at, I guess. Welcome everybody into the chat. Let's go through the chat and see who is in here. Welcome, Danny. Thank you for coming out, brother. Let's see, Adrena's in here. Hold on, let me stop this over here. Okay. Uniquely Made, thank you for coming out. See, Rizzo's in here. If y'all didn't get a chance to check out, I dropped a little video at actually 6 p.m. Rizzo had did a like a little commercial thing for faith-based workplace. So if you get a chance after this, go check that out, man. He put in some good work on that one. Really nice video. Expedition Salvation, hey man, welcome. Thank you for coming through. Let's see who else is in here. Cluster B, Karen, hey, how you doing? Aloha, thank you for coming out. Let's see, did I miss anybody? I don't think so. So we'll catch everybody else as they come in. Can't be asked, good evening. Thank you for coming in. And Shannon Cuts, I think that's how I'm saying your name. Thank you for coming in. I know you say you're coming off of Facebook. Thank you. I appreciate you coming out. This is gonna be just like last week. I mean, we go be raw and uncut again. So, you know, how I like to do things is gonna be, you know, biblical teaching, but you know, I'm gonna put my little spin on it with this subject because, you know, I think a lot of times we get caught up in making things personal, especially when it's dealing with narcissist abuse or just family problems or any kind of situation. So I want us to move past personal and then start making things that we're doing purposeful. So it's like, how do we do that? Like, how do you take the personal out of? So we're gonna discuss that and we'll get into that. I'm gonna play a little intro video. It ain't sure. It's like I think it's like 10 seconds, and then we'll be right back. Hold on, let's see. I get the right one here. Okay, all right, we ready to get into it. Let's see what else. Let me see. She told me how to say the name. Kuski. Okay, I got it. Shannon Kuski. Hey, so I don't feel bad because she said everybody gets it wrong. So hey, it's Karen Shannon Kuski. Okay. Who else? I just seen somebody. Cindy C. Welcome. Let's get right into this. I don't want to waste any of y'all time. I know it's a Friday night, and again thank y'all for coming out. Hey, go ahead and, you know, hit that like button if you haven't had the chance. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you're new, go ahead and hit the, you know, the subscribe button, a little bell. That way you're notified. I usually upload every Wednesday, and then I do a Friday like now every Friday night. So thank you all for coming out. So let's get into this one, because this should be, we're going to see what y'all think about this one. And hey, again, drop your, you know, your questions and stuff in the comment. I try to save the question. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to save like most of your questions for the end. That way I don't miss them. But, you know, if you want to drop some and you know, if I see it, you know, I'll get to it as quick as I can. So let's get into this one right now. So again, this one is how to stop making it personal, how to start making it purposeful. And the whole point on this, when I sat there and thought about this and wanted to write this up as a video topic, it was again, we get caught up in blaming the other person. And I know, I get it. Trust me, for y'all that know my story, I've been through narcissist abuse, you know, with a stepdad. I've been through, you know, with an ex-wife, or actually 2 ex-wives, and you know, and then also in the workplace. That's why I created faith-based workplace. So, you know, I've been through these situations, and I'm talking to myself when I'm talking to y'all. You know, I'm so quick to, you know, blame the other person or blame the other party or whatever. But I think sometimes we have to start looking at some of the things that we put into it. If y'all ain't seen my video that I did before about accountability, go check that video out. It's just holding us accountable and recognizing some of the faults and traits or some of the red flags that we might have missed during the the whole process, whether it's dating or if it's a family member or whatever the case is. So let's get into this. First, let's talk about, making, or, I got the slash, taking things personal. What does that actually mean when I'm saying that? I see the comments flowing right now. So thank y'all for that. Thank y'all for chiming in. Again, we can't make everything personal. So knowing that you can't make everything personal, and on this channel, obviously we talk about narcissist abuse a lot. In the workplace, we talk about it in the relationships. But I want you to take a hard look at some of the times you made it more personal than what it should have been, or we might draw it out or drag it out, I guess I should say, with the personal, and sometimes we should just probably lay off of it. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, when we make it personal, we put our emotions into it. So I don't know about you, but I get emotionally involved into the situation, especially when I'm angry, then that causes other things that, to come up. So we have to realize that in these situations, when we're dealing with narcissist abuse or any kind of abuse or any kind of person, and we make it personal, or we take things personal, it could be as simple as somebody telling us something, and we take it personal instead of realizing that it's not about us, it's more about them. If you ask yourself that first, like, what is that really about me, what they told me today at work, or is this post that I just read is about me? If it's a post, it's about on social media, and you read it, and 4,000 other people read it, is it really to you? I don't really think so. I think the post is whatever that person was feeling, they posted it. Now, if you feel some type of way, maybe we need to check our egos at the door. We need to look at our own things. So I hope that makes sense. So my thing is, when we dealing with personal issues, it could be anything, like going no contact. We talk about that a lot on this channel. Going no contact, or going gray rock, whatever your choice is and what you're choosing to do with this person, we got to take the personality out of it. Now, why do I say that? Because when it's personal and you involve your personality, we get a different outcome than what we should be in. So we go to God, most of we go to God, it's a praying channel. We go and we pray and we talk to God about different situations. But sometimes we have to ask God, am I making this personal, or am I making this purposeful? So just think about that next time you're in a situation where there's when I say fight, I ain't talking about fist fights, obviously, but when you're in a situation where there's at work or at home and you're dealing with someone and you're trying to figure out, am I taking this too personal? Because I have to question myself that sometimes, and I'm like, am I taking this too personal? Or am I listening to what the person actually telling me? Because a lot of times people tell us things to help us, but then they also will tell us things to hurt us. But even if they tell us something to hurt us, you have to realize that it's not about you, it's still about them. Are they projecting, or are they protecting the situation that you're in? Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving right along. Let me get to the next part of this. So I want to come with the first Bible verse. This is Psalms 31:15. Y'all know, if y'all haven't been on this channel before, I like to throw out Bible verses that's pertaining to the subject, obviously. So, I do my little research and do that. But Psalms 31:5, my life, my every moment, my destiny is all in your hands. So I know you can deliver me from those who persecute me relentlessly. Why did I bring that verse in? We have to know that through it all, through everything that we're going through, every situation that we're in, we have to know that God is at the forefront. God is at the front of that situation. A lot of time we talk about, war wounds and things. I'm not talking about actually going to war in Iraq or anything like that. I'm talking about the actual war wounds, like going through narcissist abuse or going through different abuses. We have war wounds, whether it's physical scars, webs on our body, or emotional scars. I think emotional scars, to me, now it's my opinion, y'all can disagree, I understand, but we all have our own opinion. But to me, an emotional scar is going to weigh more heavy on me than a physical scar, because a physical scar, sometimes we can get those replaced, but emotional scar is it's like stuck into you till you get to a place where you can actually move past it. So my thing with Psalms 31:15, when we in these situations and we're making it personal, we have to ask ourselves again, I'm gonna keep saying this, is it purposeful? So we don't want it to be personal all the time. Now, when they first tell you something, and I'm saying, Dave, when it's a person that's telling you something, it's gonna come off personal. I get it. But at some point, when are you gonna flip the switch and say, okay, this has no purpose with what I have going on. It's nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with my situation. It's not getting me to my destination. And we're going to cover that on the second half of this video. I just wanted to break down the personal issues. So let's get to the next part of this. Stop worrying so much about what other people think of you. And I'm telling a lot of this stuff I'm telling y'all because there's some things that I used to go through, but I was able to deal with a lot of these things. So I used to be worried about what people used to say. I ain't gonna lie, I raise my hand, you know, if in the chat, if you still have that issue, if you had that issue before, that, you know, when somebody would tell you something, you worried about what people say, or when you do certain things, you're worried about what people say. But again, that's more personal. That's a personal situation. It's blocking us from our purpose. Again, like I said, I'm gonna get to purpose towards the end of this, but we taking all this personal things that said about us, and you know, we talk about the smear campaigns. I'm not gonna go into detail about that, but for y'all that been in a smear campaign or currently going or in a smear campaign, we have to realize that those smear campaigns and the things those people say, again, it's there to hurt us. They're trying to make it personal. They're trying to draw you in. So when the enemy try to draw you in, it's like, what are you gonna do? I don't know about you, but when my enemy try to draw me in, going military experience, I gotta learn what the enemy tactics are. If I know that all you can do is talk about me, and I'm not gonna say words can't hurt you, because the words can hurt you. So if words can hurt me, and I know being around you or looking at your social media, you saying negative things about me, why don't I just go no contact? Why don't I just block that part of you? If I take away that personal, you know, take my personality out of it, if I take that out of it, what do I have left? I don't have to sit there and worry about what you're saying, because I didn't block you. I didn't went no contact with you. Even at work, you still can go no contact at work. People think just because we work together, we're friends. I'm here to tell you, I don't think so. I think I can work with anybody and not trust that same person, but I can still work with you. Just because we work together, you got to ask yourself again, is this personal or is this professional? So that's another P I'm throwing out. So if it's just professional, I don't have to make it personal, because I'm working with you. We're working 9 to 5, whatever the thing is. So I'm not worried about what people think about me in a job setting. Why is that? Like, Sam, how can you sit there and think of that? Because as long as I'm doing my job and doing what I'm hired to do, and when I'm talking about job, I'm talking about your godly job also. So if I'm doing what God told me to do, if he told me to talk about narcissist abuse on YouTube, you think I really care about what other people are actually saying? Because we know at some point, at some time, even though, like I always say, you know, the goal of this channel is just to put another way out there for people to learn about narcissist abuse. Now they have thousands of people talking about narcissist abuse. You're like, why do you talk about it? Because God told me to. Now again, it's for me to try to reach one person, or maybe I'll reach 1 million, but I'm praying to reach, you know, every time I drop a video, if I can help just one person, I think that's part of the mission. That's part of my purpose. So again, we're gonna get to the purpose right after this. And then right after this, I'll jump in the chat so I don't miss too much. So what I mean when I say become more confident, I think a lot of times, again, I'm talking about me. So I'm not just, you know, talking about y'all or telling y'all anything. I'm talking about me. You got to become more confident in what you're doing. So if you want to write a book, what are you going to do it? You're probably going to read other books. You're going to study ways on how to write a book, how to get it published. You have to do your due diligence on what you need to do. So becoming more confident, that's, to me, that's taking the personal out of it. That's, again, taking my personality out of it and saying, what does this have to do with me? If it don't have nothing to do with me, if I can really question myself and sit there and look at this situation for what it is and say, you know what, this has nothing to do with me, I think my confidence starts to build. I don't know about you, but I know my confidence started to build. Like, well, this ain't got nothing to do with me. So I don't have to worry about that. So we take worry out of it, which we shouldn't worry anyway. But again, we're human, we're flesh and blood. So some of these things happen. It's just how quick do we move past it? So let me jump in the chat right quick before I get too far behind. One Love, thank you. I see you jumped in. Thank you for coming in. I don't think I missed anybody else. I don't think. And again, hey, this is the easiest way to get involved. And drop something in the chat, because they have a lot of people in here that's been through narcissist abuse or been through, you know, physical abuse, emotional abuse, whatever it is, and they able to answer. If I can't get to it, we have other people in here that can actually answer your questions or even help. So as Shannon said, easier said than done, but one day at a time. What Jesus says about us is what is important. Important. Amen. I agree with that. So we can't worry about what other people are saying about us, because again, I always talk about this as a thin line between depression and suicide. So when you let that burden of people talking about you and posting about you or doing a smear campaign weighs you down, well, you get into depression, and then next thing you know, we're contemplating suicide. And we all know what happens to suicide. There's no coming back from that. So let's just remember that. Thank you for that comment, though, Shannon. KBX said, I told the North family stop calling me fool. Hey, I use that word fool a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's funny whenever I see somebody else say it, me and Shannon laugh about it, because it's true. You have to tell these people, you know, stand up for yourself, have confidence. Look, this is my life. I can't worry about what you have going on and the issues you have going on at your house. I have to worry about me and my house. And in my house, we serve the Lord. So if you serving the devil at your house, we have nothing to talk about. Now, whenever you're ready to change and want to come talk to me about God, then we can have a conversation. But until then, I'm going to take that personal out of it. Again, it's not about me. If you're worshiping the devil or you're doing evil things or satanic things, that's not about me. That's just something that that person chose to do. And we have to realize that we can't make everybody believers. We can't make everybody Christ followers. We pray for them. I pray for everybody that I can. But I have to know, you know, I got to take my personal out of it, my personality out of it, and know that I can't save everybody, especially people that don't want to be saved. So I pray for them. And then, you know, once they're able to, you know, God works it out where they're able to see things differently, then we're able to have a conversation, and hopefully we can get to a better communicating state of mind. Let me see. North Free Living, which is my wife. For y'all that don't notice, my wife in the chat. If all you can do is talk negatively about me, I'll just block you. # done. I agree with that. I mean, if there's no point in we just going back and forth with negative thoughts and comments, just block it and be done with it. And I take the person out of it, because then there's nothing for us to talk about at that point. I love that. Thank you, Shannon, for that. Let's see what else is in here before I go down. Expedition Salvation, he says confidence can lead to self-righteousness. Godfidence. Oh, I like that. Godfidence is confidence in God, not self. I love that right there. Godfidence is confidence in God, not self. That's good, man. I like that. I like that. Oh, thank you for coming in. I seen Francine Jackson in here. She's we're always on LinkedIn together. Thank you for coming out. Okay, let's get back to this. Let's keep moving. Again, thank y'all for just being here with me and going through this. So let's see. Let's get to our next. Okay, this is when I thought about this, I was like, you know what? You want to become too busy to care what they say or do. So I want to be so busy with what God has me to do, finding out what my purpose is, to where all the naysayers and the negative activity, I don't have to worry about that. I don't hear. I won't be able to hear or associate with things that's negative. It's like falls down by the wayside, almost to the ground. So if I'm here and you're talking negative, I shouldn't be concentrating on things that's negative. So you want to be so busy in your worship, so busy in your prayer life, so busy with your personal life. If you're married or whatever the case is, or your church life, you want to be so busy that no matter what they say or what they do, it doesn't affect you. It doesn't bother you. It doesn't really harm you. And they'll try different tactics. We know they're going to try different tactics to try to figure out ways to get to you. But we want to make sure that we stay focused, like laser focused. Me and Jason actually was talking about that earlier and on Facebook. And, I was saying, when I was going through my MBA for my degree, I was laser focused on getting through that program. Just like he's laser focused in his seminar training. It's the same thing with this. If we laser focused and we're not focused on the evildoers or the negativity or the narcissists or anything like that, it's like, how can we continue to have a personal issue with things that's going on? If you don't know, you don't know. I mean, yeah, people still tell you, but that's when you tell those people kind of, where you stand. And I don't want to be bothered with those issues or those things, so that's why I'm at with it. Let's keep moving right along. This is something that I had to work on. Stop giving your power away. The reason why I say that, with my stepdad, I think I gave him, well, I don't think, let me be serious with this. I know that I gave him too much power over me. Like he would say, you know, all the cursing, and Shannon, I tell you, she heard some of the things, you know, he said so much negativity, negative things about me that I got to the point where, you know, it just weigh on me. And it wasn't until, now remember, I'm 42 years old. Now, we didn't have arguments before, you know, we would holler at each other, and that's getting me out of character. But again, I was making it personal and not looking at what was the purpose behind me having, even though he's my stepdad, I wasn't looking at why am I allowing this man that raised me to have this you know, like this hold over me, you know what I'm saying? And when I started looking at it a little bit further and started learning more about narcissist abuse and things like that, I'm like, I've been being abused like my whole life and didn't even know it. I just, you know, all the negativity, all the, you know, telling me that I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that, it was never supportive. So once I took my power back last year and I went no contact with him, you can see, Shannon, my wife will tell you in the chat, you can see the change in me. Like, now I ain't say it happened overnight. No, it didn't happen overnight, but you can see the change in me once I took my power back. Then it was like, whoa, that, like I said, that's when faith-based workplace was born. I took my power back. I started looking at things differently. So stop giving people your power. Stop letting them do things to you or tell you things, and you know what God told you. You read the Bible. And I always bring this up. So if you read the Bible, you know the book. And I ain't saying you got to know every page, because I don't know every page, but I know how to read the Bible and go find different things and get into a situation where God telling us things in the Bible about being around evil people. So why are we continuing to listen to what they say or give them power? We shouldn't let nobody have power over, especially man. So just think about that. Let that soak in for a second. Let that soak in for a second. Let me see what's in the chat before I move on. Narcs Be Gone, welcome. Thank you for coming out. Let me see. Oh, went on the wrong one. Auntie, I love your new videos. Keep my call. Yeah, let me see what Narcs Be Gone said. Yes, thank you. I really do. That must be the Most High giving me help. Hey, God giving us all help at different times. And, you know, like I said, dealing with narcissist abuse, we all in different walks of life. And that's okay. You know, we have something that's further along. We have something that's right in it, you know, right in the thick of things. But knowing that we can come to an actual community and learn some of these things, we're able to, you know, get the help that we need. So let me look in the chat right quick. Let's see. I didn't. So this is my wife, Shannon, saying, you know, she's talking about my stepdad. She said, yeah, the first time I heard his voice, I froze. I could sense the evil. And we was, yeah, she actually pulled over. We was driving to Houston and we had to pull over and we talked and we had a conversation. Like, she recognized it before I did. And I've been dealing with it again all my life. And then once we talked about it and I started realizing, looking at things differently, I was able to see that the man was negative since day one. Now, I'm not saying he never did anything good for me. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying his projector and my projector is like off, because what I wanted to do and what God wanted me to do is totally different from what he wanted me to do. Whenever you have somebody in your life that you come up with your dream or what you want to do, and they tell you what you know about that, you ain't going to make it, that's probably the person that you should probably kick out of your life. And I'm not telling y'all what to do. I'm just telling you what I had to do in my life. Even though as a stepdad, I was like, and he hadn't told me these things before, you know, over and over. I was like, you know what? I have to move past that and, again, take my power back. So stop giving your power away to people, because they mean you no good. It means you're no good. And like I said, as a stepdad, I ain't talked to him. What we in? Okay, so I ain't talked to him in basically a year and probably a month now. Now, like I said, he did do a call. I got a video about that, what to do when a narcissist call you out the blue. That's what I was talking about on that video. He called me out the blue a few months back, caught me off guard. But when I realized who it was like, man, why do you call on my phone? And I had to hang up and went straight back to no contact and blocked that number also, because he called from a number that I didn't know. For y'all that didn't know that. So if you go watch that video, what to do when a narcissist calls you, that's what I'm actually talking about. So most of my videos are referring to something that I went through. It's just not something that I read or anything like that. So let's keep moving. Let's get into the next Bible verse, Proverbs 2:9. Then you would discover at all that is just, proper, and fair, and be empowered to make the right decisions as you walk into your destiny. Remember, we're talking about our purpose. Purpose, destiny go hand in hand. So that's why I was able to pull this Bible verse, because I want to start thinking. We got to reset. You know, we got to reset our mind. Like, how do we go from personal to making things purposeful? Like, what is our purpose? What is our destiny? What does God want us to do? What does he call us to do? And when you sit down and have, I'm serious, have a conversation with God and actually talk to him, we'll be able to discover what our purpose is. What you want to do and what God wants you to do might be totally different. Think about that. So you might be wanting to be, I don't know, the best author in the world, and that's cool. But God might want you to be a school teacher. I'm just saying. So, and we get caught up in what we want to do, and God is like, this is what I want you to do. And Shannon can tell you, my wife can tell you that. For y'all that don't know, I come from a safety background. So, I have a bachelor's in safety, and I have my MBA and all that, but I'm not bragging or bogan or none of that. But the thing is, with safety, that's what I thought I wanted to do. That's what I thought I needed to do. Now at that time it worked, but is that what I'm doing now? No, totally different. I'm talking about, now you'd ask me 5 years ago, hey, you think you have a YouTube channel talking about narcissist abuse in the workplace? YouTube, I mean, I watch, YouTube video every now and then, but I never thought I would be on YouTube talking to y'all about narcissist abuse and things like that. But so we have to realize that our destiny, what I'm saying, it's God appointed, it's God assigned. God already put it out there. We have to realize and figure out what that is, though. And that's what I'm figuring out right now. Like the faith-based workplace, and then my wife with the North Free Living, we figuring out, God is showing us, like, we see the vision, the big vision, but he just giving us bits and pieces. He won't give you the whole vision at one time, because I think it'll shock a lot of us, and we be like, whoa, I'm not ready for all that. But I think the way he gives it bits and pieces, that way you're able to figure out, you're able to move forward. So that's why, you have to remember that, your destiny and your purpose is God-given. Don't listen to what these people tell you what you should do and what you could do, because they're not God and they can't really tell you what to do. Let me jump back in the chat right quick, see if I missed anything. Let's see. One Love, so I'm thinking of that song, Don't Take It Personal, It's Not About Us. Yes, I mean, it's at the end of the day, exactly. It's not about us. When people do things to you and they cash you out, and they throw you out of the family. I know some of y'all can relate to that. When they throw you out of the family and say you the black sheep, or they try to call you evil when they the ones that are evil. It's not about us, it's about them. So, God blocked a lot of things from us that we don't even know. So when he blocked those things, we have to realize that, what, it's for a reason. And I think, again, we take the personal out of it. It's not personal. It's God protecting us. It's not personal. Hey, I see my brother Jabal in here. Welcome, Jamal. Jamal said, love seeing you and Shannon walking out. You're calling. Number 62426 is my prayer for the two of you. Thank you. That's my brother Jamal. Hey, he always on LinkedIn. Hey, follow that brother. I don't talk about a lot of people, but Jamal is another guy. Hey, he has a podcast and everything. Jamal, put that in the chat also if you hear me. I know you hear me. Put that in the chat. He has a powerful podcast where he do a lot of things, and hey, he been doing some good things. So y'all want to get another podcast or something like that that's doing positive things? Jabal has something also. Sandy C say, praying for breaking of soul ties to toxic people. Amen. And we definitely have to pray for that. Shannon, again, I'm not promoting everybody, but it's just true. Not Free Living, my wife Shannon, she has a lot of videos on breaking the soul ties. So if you want to really get into soul ties and how to break them, she has a lot of videos, a ton of information on Not Free Living, so you can actually go, check her out. Not now. Wait till my video over, and then go check out her channel, because she got them on there. So so let's keep moving. So I don't want to hold y'all too long. I can hear my wife laughing upstairs. She's upstairs. I can hear her laughing. Let me stop that. Sorry about that. People that control you control what you do. So what do I mean by that? And this could be at work. I go back and forth between work and at home. So if you got a husband or a wife that's controlling, like, I didn't talk about this before. I know we didn't mention this before. They want to know where you at 24/7. They want to know, hey, you're going to work. Okay, when you're getting off work, where you at? They texting you constantly. Same thing at work. If you got a micromanager or that microaggression manager, you have that person that's always controlling everything. They controlling what you do. I don't know about you, but I don't like being controlled in those type of ways. Whether it's a family setting or at a workplace setting, I don't want to be controlled or micromanaged. So, and I don't have that problem. Me and Shannon, we don't have that problem at home where we want to sit there. Now, do we text each other to make sure we made it to a place safely? Yeah, we do that, but I'm not texting her every 5 minutes. She's not texting me every 5 or 10 minutes. So if you have that going on, realize that that's more, they're trying to make it more personal than what it should be, especially in a workplace. Think about that. If you have somebody that's micromanaging you and calling you all the time, they're controlling what you do. So they're making it more personal. That has nothing to do with your purpose. So realize that person, you might want to cut that person out of your life. I hate to say it. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but just saying. So next, when you make it personal, to me, you involve your emotions. Now, I mentioned that, earlier when I was talking. So when you emotionally involved with something, especially when it's a spouse, or we can talk about, a job or whatever it is, when you're emotionally involved in it, we make it personal. And it's my thoughts, my opinion. I can disagree. That's fine. Hey, I'd love to have a chat about it. But my thing is, we make it, when it's personal and we involve our emotions, I think we're doing ourselves a disservice. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of times when we're in these situations and we draw emotions into it, we're attached to things too long that has nothing to do with us. So when you take, like, for y'all to heard my story about my ex, I was involved in that emotionally, obviously, because I was married to the woman. And then that emotions drove me all the way to Honduras. Y'all don't know, y'all can go check out one of my videos about that with me and Shannon share our story. But that drove me to Honduras. And I keep bringing this up because my emotions was involved. And I can't blame myself because I was married to the woman. But looking back on it, would I have done things differently? Slightly. Like I told you, I wouldn't have went to Honduras probably, but the emotion, you can't let your emotions take over, because then it's just personal, and then you crying, you angry, you're going through grief. Matter of fact, I just dropped a video about that too. I'm dropping a lot of videos, I guess, but I dropped a video about grieving somebody that's still alive last week. That's another video y'all can go check out. But the reason why I said that, the emotions involved. So you got to think about when somebody is still alive and you have to grieve them, like my stepdad, prime example. So I had to grieve the man while he's still alive, because their relationship will never be the same until God tells me, what, you need to talk to him. Now, if God don't tell me, I have nothing to say to him. And that's just me. That's just me. We're doing pretty good on time. We're moving around along. For y'all that watched the Eddie Murphy movie, I think it was Beverly Hills Cop Part 1, Don't Fall for the Banana in the Tailpipe. That's a funny scene if y'all ain't never see that movie. But what I'm saying is, don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for the person that's, sent by the devil. That person that's doing evil things, but they sugarcoat it just enough to where it seems like it's good. But when you look back on it, it's all evil. Don't fall for that. Please don't, because you're going to be in a situation where you're like, wait, what? Like, what just happened? Like, what did I just go through? What did I just miss? And I think a lot of times we miss a lot of things. We miss these red flags that's in these relationships, business or personal. And then we personally attach to something, and we shouldn't be. We should move, take our personal, move it out, move away from it. And it's easier said than done. It's harder to do. I'm not gonna say it's easier said. It's harder to do than you think, because once you personally invested in something, it's like giving money to the bank. If you go drop your money in the bank, whatever, hundreds of dollars or whatever, money you put into your savings account, you're invested into that financially, but you also personally invested into that bank, because that's your bank. You trusting them to hold your money. You trusting that when you pull up to the ATM machine, or when you go to the grocery store to go buy your apples and bananas, and when you swipe that card, that money's going to be on that card, and you're going to be able to say, hey, I can purchase this. How many of y'all been in a store and then you swipe your card and it's a chip malfunction, or it says, back in the past, it said, years back, it'll say something like, funds insufficient. So again, we falling for the banana in the tailpipe, meaning that, the people that we have in our lives, it's a personal situation, but everybody not personally invested into us. So once we realize that they not personally invested to us, I think we can look at things differently and realize that, this person don't love me. They don't honor me, especially when they're abusing you. I'm talking about physically or mentally or whatever. When that happens, it's like, whoa, like, what am I? What's going on? What's really going on? So let me jump into the chat right quick, because I don't want to fall too far back. Let's see what y'all been saying in here. Cat BX say this happens when you're new to this game. Definitely. When you're new to the game and you don't really know what's going on, you can end up in a lot of situations with narcissists or evil people, and situations that we in a personal situation and we like don't know what to do. But I can tell you can go to God in prayer and he'll show you what you need to do. Now, when you go to God in prayer and you ask for something, be prepared for the answer. A lot of us, I think we don't be prepared, and we're like, wait, you want me to do what? And then we sitting there questioning God on what we should do. So just realize you go to God in prayer, he's going to answer you. You might not like the answer, but just be prepared for that. Expedition Salvation, so amen. Yes, ma'am. That's very important for discernment. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see what else. Let's see. What did I miss? Drina Monet say that grief and depression or something else. I believe that the grief from having dealt with a narc is on several levels at the very least. You know what? I agree with that. Yeah, I definitely agree with that, Adrena. I mean, I think it's so many levels to narcissism abuse that it's all over the place. Yeah, definitely agree with you. KBS said Adrena for real this time around. I wish someone would. Just talking to Adrena, so let's see what else before I jump back in. Oh, Coach Letitia here. Thank you for coming out, sis. That's okay. Again, thank y'all for coming out. Hey, hit that like button. Hey, if y'all ain't hit it yet, hit the like button. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's basically what I was saying. Expedition Salvation say, be very careful what you pray for, God will answer. So you have to be careful in your prayers. So when you're making these things personal and you're angry and you're praying for something to happen to that's not the prayers we should be praying for people. Pray for them even in love. I mean, I know it's hard to do, but again, we talk about the healing process a lot on my channel and on Shannon's channel. Once you go through the healing process, I know because I told you I went some months where I wasn't praying for my stepdad. I got nothing to pray for the guy, and God had to sit me down and talk to him. It's like you have to actually still pray for this man, even though he did all this evil things to you. You still have to pray for him. So when I got to that situation, I even told my wife, Shannon, like, you know what? I feel better. I actually can pray for this man and not feel no type of way because everybody needs prayer. So let's not, sit there and act like we don't, because we all do. Narcs be gone say, I'll wait on Yah. He says a thief has to pay back sevenfold, suffer a wish not to live. Okay, so let's jump back into this. So now we're making a switch. Right after the banana in the tailpipe, I wanted to make a switch. I told y'all later on we was going to talk about moving into your purpose. Because you can't, my thing is, you can't get stuck in personal. You can't get stuck on what the narcissist done to me. I think when we get stuck in that, again, we go to depression, we go to suicide, and we just stuck in a loop. It's like running around a circle, like running around the track and not realizing that they got to exit gate this way. Like at some point, you got to go through the exit gate and go deal with real life. You got to get off the track. You can't run around the track forever. Like that's your safe zone and you comfortable running around the track. Okay, well, you got to move into your purpose at some point. God has a purpose. Again, he has a purpose for each one of us. So once we take out, the doubt, the fear, the deceit, the, not trusting the person, take all that out, move all that out and go to God in prayer and say, look, I done did this a few times, some of us several times. I'm one of them. Several times on my own, not realizing that if I go to God in prayer, he can show me the right way. Men, I'm talking to the men in the chat and, the ones who go watch this on replay. A lot of times we like to try things on our own. It's like driving. I know a lot of y'all can relate. We drive and wife sitting right there and we won't ask for directions, but we go, oh, we're not lost. Nah, we lost. We don't know where we at. But hey, I got to answer for that, man. I use Waze. So Waze is the app you can download and you can actually not get lost. So just sidebar for that. So you don't have to worry about getting lost. But anyway, y'all have to realize that, the enemy is there to kill, steal, and destroy. So when we step out on faith, when we actually ready to take God seriously and step out on faith, we start moving into our purpose. We can see what faith-based workplace can actually be. We can see the vision behind faith-based workplace. Because before, I was stuck in a cycle of narcissistic abuse, didn't know what faith-based workplace was going ever. I didn't have a vision for faith-based workplace. It just dropped, pop. It's like, okay, this is what it is. And talking to God, having a one-on-one with him, it's like, whoa. So this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not supposed to be doing safety. Like, nah. And I don't look at the degree as a waste that I got. I mean, it was time. I mean, I ain't paid for it anyway. I'm a veteran, so I'm not tripping on that. It's not time wasted because I learned some things even through that process that helps me with these videos. So we have to, again, move into our purpose. So how many of y'all want to move into y'all purpose and really like let the narcissist do what they do? You know, I'm happy to be moving into my purpose. Is it fulfilled yet? No, I still have work to do. So I'm not telling y'all, sitting here telling y'all that it's fulfilled. Still have work to do. So let me jump into the chat. Let's see what y'all talking about in here. Let's see. Cluster B Karen, and she's in Hawaii. For y'all don't know, out there in that beautiful weather. But she said Narcs became fearful of me when I drew the line of him putting hands on me, and I'm praying he never gets a chance to do that ever again in life. He actually came back and said, "I know that if you didn't envy, I would be badly hurt." Then started emotional abuse, and that's what they do. They like to try to play these games where they might hit you and be like, "Baby, you know, if you wouldn't have screamed at me, I wouldn't have hit you." That's not love. I'm not saying that's what happened in this situation, but I'm just saying that's not love. When people do something like that, when they slap you or hit you and say, "Well, I didn't mean to do that," or "You made me do it," again, that's that personal. They making it personal, and it has nothing to do with our purpose. So we have to realize that that's nothing at all to do with me. Nothing. Okay, Expedition Salvation say Matthew chapter 5 describes forgiving your enemy and not fighting back, but pray for him and offer food and drink. What? Yes, Jesus did say that. Amen. Thank you for saying that. Norfolk Living, my wife said that's why we do not even want to bear witness and why he doesn't allow it. Some things we do not need to see. Exactly. Some of y'all want to be nosy and want to know what's going on. Me and my wife, we're not that type of people. So, you know, if it ain't involved pretty much in my house, I don't have to run outside every time I hear a loud car drive down the street or I hear somebody fussing outside. I don't have to run out there and go see what's going on. That's just not what I'm doing. But even in life, you know, some things we don't need to see everything, you know, but she's talking about more about the vision and things like that. So yes. Okay, let me read a couple more. I'm going to jump back in so we can finish on time. I appreciate y'all chatting and just chatted away, and that's awesome. Thank y'all. So let's get back into this so we can stay on schedule. Let me see. All right. So the devil doesn't want you to succeed. And I think, well, I know if you realize that, you notice, I mean, like really notice that the devil, and when I say the devil, we know he sends evil people out to try to throw us off path, throw us off course, and get us doing things we're not supposed to be doing. If you know the devil don't want you to succeed, and you have people that's in there that's doing things, and it's like a personal attack on you, or you know, it's on Facebook or whatever the case is. I keep bringing it up because we see it happen too many times that on Facebook and Instagram and all these different social medias, we have these attacks going on and smear campaigns. And to me, it's evil intent, and the intent is to get you involved in it in this smear campaign. So you start going back and forth with them, and then now you're off course with what you're supposed to be doing with God. So you know, like what God wants us to do, maybe for even that day, we missing it because we involved back and forth with this person that they have nothing but evil stuff to say to us anyway. But we missing the plan for that day. The plan was probably to go write a chapter in your book. The plan was to go, get your grandchildren. The plan was to go out for, a date night with your wife, but you didn't went back and forth with this person. Now, what do we just do? So we off path, we off track. So we missed the go and get our grandkids. We missed the, I don't have grandkids, by the way, but I'm just saying to some of y'all, we missed going out on date night because why? Because the devil sent out somebody to throw us off path. Now, it could be a narcissist, it could be just a person, that just that's their assignment. Their assignment was to come in there and just throw you off course. So again, we have to realize what our purpose is. So let's keep moving with this. Know your whys. So how do you know your whys? How do you find out what's your why? Go to God in prayer, because I can't tell you your why. Shannon can't tell you why. I can coach. I'm a certified life coach. I can coach you alone, but me telling you your why, I'm not gonna sit there and lie to you and tell you that I can do that, because I can't. Now I can coach you alone and maybe point you in the right direction, but you got to go to God in prayer and figure out what your why is. So what's your purpose? When I say why, what your purpose is, what's your destiny? What are you going to be known for? Me and Shannon always talk about this too. When somebody Googles your name, what pops up? So when I get off this live, I want you to go on Google your name, see what pops up. And if it's nothing, I mean, that's fine, but we want to leave something, for people to remember us by. So if it's just your Gmail, that's something, but is that enough? So I'm telling y'all what I used to do. I Googled my name one day. I watched this YouTube channel. Lady say, what are you known for? So when you Google your name, like I'm telling y'all, when I Googled my name, only thing came up was my LinkedIn profile and my Gmail. That was it. That's all I had. I'm like, well, I'm really not known for much. What is my why? What is my purpose? So once faith-based workplace came into fold last year, I started, posting about that, talking about narcissist abuse and talking about God even more. Now we go Google my name, all kind of stuff pops up, all these social media accounts I have, and then my website, all kind of things pops up. So you have to know what your why is, and you have to discover your why. I think once you discover your why, to me, it's like purpose driven. So you happy because now you know what God called you to do. It's like being out there in the wilderness and walking around and not knowing where's north, south, east, and west, and you just walking. And then once you realize, you've been walking for days, you just been walking in a circle. And, you see this shining light, you're like, man, I didn't waste 3 days walking in circles. So it's the same thing. Once I know my why, I know my purpose, I can see the light. I know that's my, where I need to go. It's like, okay. So I start walking in the right direction. So that's what I'm telling y'all. If you know your why, you start walking in that right direction, whatever that direction is. So if it's talking about God, if it's talking about, with your podcast, whatever your subject matter is, once you realize what that is, it's like, wow. This is what God want me to do. It's like a celebration. It's like, this is what God want me to do. That's what he called me to do. So it's just awesome. Let me jump back in the chat again. Y'all strolling along behind. Let me see. Let me see. Let's see. Okay, a dream. When they say, I spoke to my doctor's nurse today, and apparently I've impacted her life in ways I didn't realize, and she's not even aware of me being a narc abuse survivor. She's seeing how I treat people in general. See, that's awesome, Andrew. I'm glad you said that. Sometimes we can impact people's lives and not even know it. And that's why I say that on this YouTube channel. We never know who's going to watch these channels. Because it's not like when y'all watch the video with on replay or live, everybody don't comment for one, so I can't see everybody in the chat. I get a number, I can see how many people in, but I don't know how many people, actually paying attention or whatever. Same thing when a video is posted. You get hundreds of views sometime, and, but I don't know, who I'm actually reaching. But again, that's for God to know. So that's what's good about this. It's like, as long as you stand on that course and know your why, and you know how, like Adrena said, the woman can see how she treats people in general. That's just how she is. So she treats people that way. As long as people see that, they can always see that godly spirit attached to you, if that makes sense. They can see the Holy Spirit attached. Okay, I can see something in this person. They ain't got, like she said, they don't know her story, and that's fine. But they can still relate to you on certain things, and they just love you for who you are and kind of what you're doing. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good. So let's move into this next Bible verse, Proverbs 19:21. A person may have many ideas concerning God's plan for his life, but only the designs of his purpose will succeed in the end. Remember, we're talking about destiny, we're talking about purpose. This Bible verse breaks this down again. A person may have many ideas concerning God's plan for his life. So we all been there and thinking we know better than God do. And I'm trying to tell you, that's making it personal again. You're making it personal between God. Is that really what you want to do? That's not what I want to do. It's not never my intention to try to make it personal with God, not in that aspect. So I know God has a plan for me, and the same thing. Once I realize and let God have the power over my life, it's a whole different ballgame. Things start to open up. Things look differently. I can see that's when Shannon came into my life. Just different things came in, because I told you after that second divorce, I'm done with this. I'm washing my hands. I'm done. I ain't getting married again. I'm done. But that wasn't God's plan for my life. I had an idea what I wanted to do, and God sat there and was like, hi. He laughed at me. He was like, okay. He laughed at Shannon because Shannon said the same thing. They think we was going to get married again. He was like, okay. And he knew this was going to happen. God knows all and see y'all, so he knew this years back. We were talking about this the other day, me and Shannon, or Shannon and myself, and he was saying, we were saying that, years back, God was like, boy, if only they would listen. But in 2017, I'll be able to bring them together, and they finally go get it, because right now they both hard-headed. So I'm laughing now saying that, but it's true. So once you know God plan for your life, things just look and they become differently, and you just get a different outlook on life. Man, I'm telling y'all, God is awesome, and it's lovely just to talk about God, talk about what Jesus done. You know, Jesus died not just for me. Nah, he ain't died just for me. He died for all of us. Whether people disagree or agree with it, that's neither here nor there. But I know what he did for me, so I can speak on that. Okay, let's get back into the chat again. Let's see if we missed anything. Let's see. And thank y'all again for chatting and, you know, just keeping the chat flowing. Francine Jackson say, we are all here to be a blessing to someone. Amen. You don't know who it might be that one time in life, however long you're on this earth, that one time you might save a person's life by actually just telling them something, you know, saying something in a positive light. So we never know what it is. So we just got to stay, you know, on that positive side and know what our purpose is. Stop making things personal. Like sometimes I think when we see the homeless person, we're like, oh, they just out there begging for money. But some of them, you know, I didn't did it before in the past. You know, sometimes these people want food. So it's nothing wrong with going to buy somebody food, give them something to eat, and then actually send a prayer for that person, you know. So we have to realize that through our life, we have different situations where we can be, like she said, a blessing to someone else. And I definitely agree with that. So let's keep moving. So again, this going still to your purpose. Learn what your mission is. So how do you learn what your mission is if you don't even know what mission you're on or what your mission gonna be in the end game? Well, I'll tell you a military story right quick. So when I went to Iraq, when I got there in 2004, we didn't know what our mission really was gonna be. We heard stories, you know, we was looking at TV just like everybody else was looking at TV, everything that was going on over there with Saddam Hussein and everything. And then even after Saddam got caught, you know, when we got there, we didn't know what our mission was gonna be, like what we was gonna actually be doing. So when we got there and did, you know, basically go out with the people that's about to leave, like you were leaving them, and they, you know, they going back home, you know, for their year or whatever, you know, you start figuring out what the mission gonna be, you know. So I started to learn what the mission is. Like, okay, we got to do this. We're gonna be more infantry. If y'all anybody know military, so it's gonna be more infantry, even though we end up a Bradley. For y'all that don't know, it's like a small version of a tank. So, you know, we'll ride around in the Bradleys and go out and do daily missions. So once I started to learn what the mission was, then I could cope with what I had to do on a daily basis, because the mission was every day. It wasn't like I can go, you know, 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off like I used to do in the off field. No, every day I had a mission, Monday through. It wasn't a day off. It was like just mission every day. Every day we're going outside the wire, like we call it, we're going to do a mission. So knowing what my mission was, I was able to cope with it. I was able to talk to God because I knew, okay, we're going to this area today. And, you know, they were brief, you know, date, okay, we're going here, we're going there. So it's the same thing in our life. If we go to God daily in prayer and continually talk to God and talk about our mission, like I want to know my overall mission or what my daily, like, God, what you want me to do today? I think we realize and learn that we can talk to God daily, just like you can pick up the phone and, hey, you know, how you doing? You know, brother, sister, mom and daddy, whoever, you can pick up and talk to God and have that same conversation, like, God, what is my mission? I really want to learn my purpose. And like we said in the chat earlier, he's going to show you what your mission and purpose is, and you can learn from that. So we have to realize, you know, those things also. Click on it. Okay. All right. So let me jump in the chat one more time, make sure I ain't missing too much. Oh, okay. So I learned something new every day. Expedition Salvation say he was Army and Navy. So you got other Navy, Army vets in here. Drina was actually in the Navy, if I'm not mistaken. My wife is retired military. So she's a CW4, retired. And then I was also Army also. I'm not sure if anybody else was in the military. Hey, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all was in the military. You can share that in here. Yeah, so yeah. Awesome, awesome. So let's keep moving. Let me get off of that so I can see where I was. Okay. So we done heard this before. Stop putting off tomorrow for what we can do today. So we know we can go to God in prayer today. We know we can figure out what our mission and our purpose is today. Well, I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. What if you're not here tomorrow? What if something happens through the night that you're not able to figure out? What if, you know, God forbid, something happens and you know when to God in prayer to figure out? Maybe your mission for tonight was to actually leave your house and take your family or whatever the case is. But we're gonna put it off for tomorrow. I think we got to get out of the mindset. Stop putting off, you know, tomorrow, like, well, I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. And, you know, and that falls back into just realizing that, hey, I got another day. A lot of us think, hey, I can do it tomorrow. Or I'll do it next week. Or I'll do it, next month. I'll put it off. And I'm talking to myself also. Have to learn to, I have to stop, procrastinating and actually doing things that God calls me to do. So the more and more I put off, it's just more things because God giving me and my wife all kind of ideas right now. But like I told her, we got to make off a checklist. And, you do it and check it off. Do it and check it off. Because the longer we put it off, the ideas just piling. It's going bigger and bigger. So it's just a big old list of things that we have to do. And she can speak for that in the chat. It's like all these things that God is telling us to do. But again, it's part of our purpose. So we got to keep just knocking them off. Because each one of these things, I think, is one big old puzzle. That's my personal vision on it. I think each time God gives I'm talking any of us, give us something to do, I think it's one big puzzle piece, and then we putting all this together. So the more we listen and the more we go to God in prayer and stop putting off, we're gonna do it the next day. Actually do it today. I think it's God speaking to us and telling us different things. So just realize that. So let me move. Okay, crawl before you walk or run. What do I mean by that? So just because you're learning your purpose and your mission, you don't have to jump into it head first. I mean, yes, when we're dealing with God, we want to get into our things and try to figure out, what God wants us to do. But, like I said, he gives you things in bits and pieces. So again, before I just jumped in the faith-based workplace, I had to do a little research. Shannon had to do research on North Free Living, learn how to file an LLC, and then learn how to build, do a website and how we're going to do, the business pages for LinkedIn and all this stuff. So again, with our purpose, we have to learn if you can figure out what the final thing is, or at least part of it, then we have to figure out, okay, how do we get to that purpose? Because like me and Phil talk about this all the time. To walk 500 miles, you got to take that first step. So it's the same thing in our purpose. So we got the first step to me is going down to God in prayer, and then when he tell me what that purpose is, now I kind of know where I need to go. But before I take that first step, I need to figure out, okay, what I need to do to get here. Because I want to be successful. I want to make sure, I please God. So I got to make sure everything that I'm doing is in line with God, if that makes sense. So that's why I say, you got to crawl before you walk or run. So once you crawl, you walk, you need to take off running. And that's what we're doing. Me and Shannon, we're in the walking stage right now. So we crawl, doing, faith-based workplace and doing North Free Living, trying to figure out how to do it. Now we got it established. Now it's walking, like figuring out, how to make this, bigger and more impactful and reaching more people so they can learn about narcissist abuse. So that's where we at now. So that's where you have to get to a point where you're going from everything that you're doing and then putting God more as the focus, you laser focus on God. And I think that changes, the whole situation. So let's keep moving. And we actually coming down to the end, so I'm doing good on time. It's only 8 o'clock. I'm doing pretty good. Acts 26:16. This is the final verse that I have. But get up, stand to your feet, for I have appeared to you to reveal your destiny and to commission you as my assistant. So again, excuse me. So again, we have to get it. I think a lot of times we get knocked down by narcissist abuse and we don't get up. Why do I say that? Because we stuck in a rut. It's like falling down in a hole and you never scream for help. Okay, how's somebody supposed to know you down there if you never reach out? And this person I'm talking about screaming to is actually God. But I'm saying, so we get in these situations and we think it's no other way, like we done, like we finished. And God looking at you like, no, you're not finished. It's just it's a pitfall. It's a speed bump. I need you to get over it, get under it, or get through it. That's why you have to put on your full armor of God. So just know that a lot of these things going through your purpose, it's gonna be, I ain't gonna sit here and tell you it's gonna be easy. I would be lying to you if I tell you it's easy, because it's not. It's gonna be pitfalls. It's gonna be things that are gonna throw you off course. But it's not how many pitfalls you have. It's not how many people come into your life and try to do narcissist abuse. It's not how many people that come into your life and throw you off course. It's how many times you get back up and get back on course and figure out how to get to the end of your journey. So just know that everything that comes into your life is for a season. It's not for forever. It's not for, like, let's say I go through narcissist abuse this year and, whatever happens, that don't mean I should stay in that situation for, 30, 40, 50, 60 years and just stay in the narcissist. At some point, and Karen can tell you the same thing. She was with her guy for 33 years, but at some point God woke her up and like, okay, enough is enough. So she broke out of that, broke out of the mold, and it's like, okay, I'm done with that. So we all have to go through that situation and realize that we can't just stay, down. Get up, stand to your feet, be prepared, to get moving. Let me jump into the chat because we're almost coming down to the end. Let's see. Hello, love, peace. Thank you for coming through. For a season and for a reason. I like that. Exactly. So it comes through, it's for a season and it's actually for a reason, because we can learn from that. And then we can turn around and teach others what we learned. And I think a lot of times, a lot of us, when we don't know our purpose and don't know our mission, we don't share it. So therefore, other people can't learn from it. I'm here to tell you, and Shannon can tell you the same thing, my wife, that, you know what? We're here to share because we want to make sure other people learn from things that we've been through so they can avoid it and they can actually share it with others. So when you look at YouTube, like the videos that we put out, just look at these videos like, hey, even if it don't help you, I ain't saying all my videos will help you, but if it can help somebody else, man, share that content out. And don't be selfish. You know what I'm saying? Don't be selfish. Share it out and then let other people learn from that, because we never know, again, who this video is for. It might not be for you, but what if it's for your brother that's going through narcissistic abuse? What if your sister's getting abused at home and somebody need to hear Shannon's story about what happened with her? You know what I'm saying? Or what if you got your cousin that's going through a situation and he's getting ready to go to Honduras? Well, you might want to listen to Solomon's story on this Honduras thing that she married. I'm just saying. I know I'm not the only one that's been through that. So your situation is, like she said, for a season and for a reason. So I definitely agree with that. Narcissist Beyond say, only for a season, yes, weeping endure for a night. Yeah, I think I had that verse up there last week. Joy comes in the morning. I think I used that verse last week. Amen to that. Yes. Can't be say for a minute, not for another second. Exactly. We have to wake up. Let God show up and show out in your life and know what your purpose is. Man, I'm telling you, I get so excited about it because once you learn what your purpose is, man, it got so many blessings that come out, and you think you're being blessed now. Don't get me wrong, we blessed every day we wake up. We blessed every day we take a breath. We blessed to be able to go to work, have a roof. I understand all of this blessing. Remember, I had that video about, counting your wins after narcissist abuse. All that, I consider all that wins. But what about those bigger wins? What about the wins where you get a new job? What about the wins when you can find somebody that know what you've been through and can hear you out? What happens when you find a North-Free Living, which is my wife? When I find, when you find a wife or you find a husband in your life that really understands you for you and is there to, help you learn and navigate these waters, these, some of them evil waters, you can say, but help you navigate these things. That's all wins. So I'm just learning and I'm just growing and I'm just happy and excited for what God has for each and one of us, not just for me. I'm not just saying for me. I'm talking about for all of us. So I'm happy to hear stories of, like people going through things and like, wow, now I'm here. So that's why I be talking about wins and losses. So I'm happy to hear, when y'all went no contact, hey, put in the chat that you've been no contact for a year or 2 years. People need to hear those stories because that go out to somebody that might be like, I'm debating on going no contact, been getting beat. And then they can hear your story, even if it's in the chat, they watch this later. You've been no contact for 3 years, 10 years, 20 years. I'm like, oh, it can be done. Because they always think it's only them. That's how we always are. We're human. So we think it's just us. So yes. Uniquely may say, it is a must to heal childhood traumas because how we were groomed does not determine how strong we are. Amen. Because childhood trauma plays a crucial part in your life. And I think if you don't deal with childhood trauma or try your best to heal from it, it's always going to be there. You always going to remember, obviously. But I think if you don't deal with that in a certain way, it shows up in adult life. And it can show up in ways you think you might know how it's going to show up. Trust me, you don't. It can show up in your workplace. It can show up in your married life. It can show up in your kids' life. So I'm a firm believer of going to counseling, going to therapy. Like Shannon always say, a therapist need a therapist. Life coach need a life coach. So whatever business you're doing, you need somebody to coach and counsel you also. Amen to that. Thank you for sharing that, Uniquely Made. Let's see, what else? What else? Well, I'm scrolling through. Okay, let me keep on moving because it just hit 8:05, so I'm staying focused. That's what I'm doing. Right on cue. Focus on the later and not the now. What am I talking about? I think all too often we get caught up in the now. We caught up on what this person just did to us. And I get it. You should be focused on that, but don't make that your whole focus, because if you just worried about what the person did to you and everything they told about you, about the smear campaign, about the abuse, and you're not looking at what God has for you in the later on, like a year down the line, or some of us 3-4 months down the line. I'm not frozen. I'm thinking, like, when you're in that place, in that hurt place, let's call it that. When you're in that hurt place and you focus on just everything that just happened to you. It's like Shannon. Shannon tells a perfect story how when everything happened with her mom, it was 3 days. I was here for it. It was 3 days. So she was in a situation where, her brother came over, he cursed out or whatever at the front door. I was in the shower, but, she didn't told that story before, but it hurt. It hurt anybody. If somebody that you love and trust, it hurts you. So, but 3 days later, she's like the comment, the thing I just had about you, at some point you got to get up. She got up, dusted herself off. It's like, okay, I put her boxing gloves on. Okay, I'm ready to go to war. And she realized, okay, I need to do this, and this. So it wasn't, you focus on the now just for a little while. Now, I can't tell you how long to focus on. I can tell you how many days or weeks. I can't tell you that. But I'm telling you, don't let it be years focusing on the now, meaning it happened in 2019. It's 2021. You're still 100% focused on that, because you're going to miss blessings. You're going to miss different things in your life, focusing on the evil things that happen. God wants us to focus on the good things, the things that's coming up down the pipeline, or down the tube, however you want to say it. So a lot of times I done that. I was focused on what the ex did, going to Honduras, getting married to somebody else while we was married. I focused on that it wasn't no days, it was a few months. I ain't gonna lie, a few months, probably several months, I should say. And then at some point I had to sit there and like, enough is enough, because the more I focus on her, I can't even focus on what I need to do. God trying to bless me with a job and a house and all these things, and I'm focused on what she done to me. So it's like, God was like, man, bro, look here, son, you got to get up. You got to get up and get over this at some point. So I'm just telling y'all, you trying to get to your purpose, stop focusing on the now. At some point, go to God in prayer and start focusing on, God, what you want me to do next year? God, what you want me to do next week? Because it shouldn't have nothing to do with the narcissist. It shouldn't have nothing to do with somebody that cuts you off. For some of y'all that got road rage, I know some of y'all do. I'm praying for y'all. But it shouldn't have nothing to do with that person that did that to you today. Remember, it's not about you. It's about them. So take the personal out of it. Take your personality out of it. Focus more on your later, which is your purpose. See, right now I'm focused on things. I can't tell you about everything, but I'm focused on me and Shannon and I both are focused on things that's going to happen, in the coming months and the coming years. And I know they say, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And I just said that in this video, but I still can focus on those. I still can pray about those things, because we don't know what's going to happen. But if I'm focusing on it now, what am I doing for, what kind of procrastination is that putting on me? What kind of stress is that putting on me? What kind of anguish and anxiety am I putting on myself? High blood pressure, all these other things that you have going on. So just realize, focus on the later and not the now. Let me jump into the comments, because I only have one little section left. So let me jump into the comments. Ooh, I love that. North for Living, my wife said, how long will you mourn? I mean, how long will you? I mean, again, it's not a trick question. Like, we all go do it differently, but I'm telling y'all, it can't be years on you focusing on something evil somebody did to you years ago. Now, will it still stand in the back of my head? Yes, it sure will. But that's not my main focus. I got other things I'm focusing on with faith-based workplace and things that I'm doing in my life, and helping Shannon do things. We focusing on other things. We can't focus on what our family done, or what friends done, or what people at work have done to us. I hope that does make sense. I'm not trying to come off as holier than thou, like I know more than y'all. I'm just saying we have to focus on things that's going to happen later, and stop being just stuck in that rut and focusing on now. That's all I'm saying. Again, when is enough? I was happy to say, finally, after several months, okay, enough. I can't do this no more. Let's go ahead, let's boom, file for the divorce. Let's move past that. So I had to. I refuse to allow narcissistic demons to rule my life. And we have to be that same way, because we always talking about them, always focus on them. We don't think we let them rule our life. And we like, well, I go to work and I do things. I go out with my friends and family. But you constantly talking about them 24/7. They hold on power on you. Remember earlier I said we have to learn to take our power back. Let's see what else. Adrena said, good wisdom, Solomon Shannon. Thank you, Adrena. Thank you for dropping that thing on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter a lot, I only get on there a little bit, but I try to get on there sometime. Tennessee say, let the bad be fertilizer for your life. Fruitful. Whoa, now. That's a mic drop right there. Let the bad be fertilizer for your fruitful seed. So let the bad things that you've been through in life basically be like a it's like an energize. Like, you know what? All these bad things that happen to me, I'm going to take that negativity and use it for positivity. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Shannon said, what was meant for evil, God uses for good. Exactly. So all these things that's evil around us, and I always talk about this, like the people that don't support you, the people that don't like, the people that don't chat, the people that don't support your videos or don't support your business or don't support your bakery or whatever you're doing. You know, whatever y'all doing as y'all business, we always, and I know me and Shannon and myself, we talk about this a lot. Talk about my wife, Shannon. My wife named Shannon too, Shannon. But we talk about this a lot. Like you would think family would be the first ones to support you. I'm here to tell y'all that is not the truth. That is okay. I can prove this. You know how I can prove this? It's an easy test. Let's see how many family members I have in this chat. Now, do I consider all y'all family? Yes, but we're gonna say blood. So let's see. I have my wife Shannon, North Free Living, and I'm strolling. That's it. I ain't got to stroll away because I ain't seen nobody coming here. What I'm telling you is, family don't be the ones supporting you, because I think, and this is my belief, I think that they don't think you're gonna make it in the first place. So what I got up there, focus on the later, not the now. They focus on the now. They think right now you're not gonna make it. They think you can't do this YouTube. They think you can't do this business, this restaurant, this bakery, this book writing. They think you can't do it. So no, they're not going to support you. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's true. So your family and your best friends are focused on the now. We focus on the later. We can see what God's telling us. We see the vision. So my thing is, hey, how you doing, Marcelo? Thank you for coming in. So my thing is, keep focusing on the later. Don't worry about the naysayers. Don't worry about the family members that don't trust you, don't believe in you, all that. That's cool. But guess what's going to happen? I'm going to show you how God flips this. So what happens when your bakery that you just opened blows up? What happens when I say blow? I ain't talking about blow up. I'm talking about it becomes big and you start making money, and it's, you know, you didn't open up 2, 3, 4. Now you got a major chain. Or what happens when your restaurant takes off? What happens when your book deal gets done and it's #1 on Amazon bestseller? What happens when your YouTube channel, you get, I don't know, 100,000, 200,000 subscribers, and guess what happens? Those same friends and family want to come back. I didn't talk about this before, but they'll say, I knew you can do it. Man, look here, man. I guess y'all think I must got food written. Let me see. I don't think so. I ain't got food written on my forehead, so nah, you're not gonna catch me like that. You're not gonna catch me slipping like that. So yeah, like I just see it like Esther just said. Now you have 9,000 friends. Exactly. So now everybody, oh man, I knew you could make it. I was waiting on your channel to blow. And you go back, I don't know if they know this, but on YouTube, I can go, for the most part, the people that got their notifications turned on, I can look and see like most of the people that subscribe to my channel. So it's like, nah, you wasn't subscribed to my channel when it was small. You just subscribed like yesterday when I blew up. So my thing is with that, you have to realize that everybody not for you. So everybody that, even though they blood related, and we talk about that a lot, they blood related, that don't mean that they God related. What am I talking about? That don't mean that just because you was born into this family, you blood related, that don't mean them same people worship the God you worship. Just because they go to church don't mean they worship God. Am I making sense with that? Just because they sit on the pew every Sunday and go to choir rehearsal on Wednesday and Bible study on Tuesday and devotional on Thursday and Friday, go to the cookout barbecue at the Greater Missionary Baptist Greater Mount Church, whatever the name is. I don't know, you got all these names on the church. But my thing is, just because they do all that and they in your family, blood related, that don't mean that they, like my wife always say, your spiritual family. That don't mean that they supposed to go, they're not going to be on, like the thing I have to be a focus later, they're not going to be on the later. They too focused on the now. Like my wife just said, North's love church. So what I'm saying is they focus on the now. They focus on the Facebook chats and being the favorite, like my wife say, being the favorite aunt, being the favorite uncle, being the favorite brother, and this, that, and the other. And they not focused on the later. Like, what are you gonna do when Jesus comes back? Oh, you're not focused on that. Now y'all talk about it, but you're not focused on it. I'm not trying to preach to you. I'm not a preacher, but I'm just saying, what are you going to do when Jesus comes back? You've been focusing on all this negativity, all this evil, and you could have helped that one person that God assigned for you in your life. Your purpose was to help that one life, and you messed that up. So what are you going to do? I mean, what is your purpose? So that's just my point on that. So when those people come around and like Expedition Salvation said, and you start having these 9,000 friends all of a sudden when your YouTube channel is bigger, or your restaurant, or whatever, your book, whatever you're doing, and it blows up and it actually becomes big. I don't know about you, but I don't have 9,000 friends now. I don't need 9,000 friends, because to tell you the truth, my circle has gotten way smaller. I keep saying this since I started talking about Jesus and talking about narcissism. My circle went from this to it's a little bitty circle. I'm fine with that. I had to deal with it at first, like, okay, maybe that many people don't love me, but God got them out of my life, and that's fine. So when they come back around, focusing on the later, when it comes back around, and we're doing things differently and able to start establishing ourselves. And I'm not just talking about YouTube. I'm talking about a lot of different things, but we focus on different things. Well, I'm like, where were you 2-3 years ago when I was trying to do this? When you could have supported, you could have did this. So let's stop being caught up in people what they think. That goes back to what I was talking about, the personal. Stop making this personal. Worried about what some of these family members think. I think a lot of us, you worried about like what the dad think, what the mama think. Like when you get married, you worried about what all them people thinking. Last time I checked, I only get married to Shannon. I can't get married to her mom, her dad, and brothers and sisters, cousins, uncles, and aunts. I'm just saying, same thing with y'all. So I'm not saying you don't have a relationship with this. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not going off on a different subject, but what I'm saying is focus on later. What can Shannon and I do together as a couple, a kingdom couple? What can we do? That's not focusing on the now, because the now, remember, if I'd have focused on the now, I'd have been caught up in everything with the family. And guess what? The family, y'all know Shannon's story. For y'all that don't know, go check out her YouTube channel. But the family is no more, is what I'm saying. So, but me and Shannon still rocking. We rocking. So that's what we doing. So let's get into the last thing I have for y'all. God has destined you for ridiculously awesome things. God has destined you for ridiculously awesome things. Why do I say that? God has a purpose for each one of us. I can't tell you your purpose. You can't tell me my purpose. But I know God has a purpose for each one of us. I don't know what the purpose is. I don't know my full purpose. But I know part of my purpose. I can tell you that part of my purpose is talking about narcissist abuse on this YouTube channel, on my all my other social medias. I do postings. If y'all don't follow me on Instagram and all that, I do posts and all that. So I know that's part of my purpose. Like, keep shedding light on narcissist abuse. That's Shannon. Part of Shannon's purpose is to keep talking about narcissist abuse. I talk about it in the workplace. My wife talks about it, personally. We come together and do episodes where Shannon and myself together, and we got to do that again soon. We ain't did one in a while. We like broke party, just start doing things differently. But yeah. So God has destiny. There's a lot of things for us, but we have to realize and understand and know that a lot of people, they can't go where we go, and I think that's part of why our purpose is not being fulfilled yet, because we have this excess baggage. I'll put it that way. We have this baggage. We're supposed to get on a plane with one suitcase. We want to bring on 5. So God telling us to get rid of some of these people. You only can bring 3. We got 20. God like, well, some of these people, you think they love you. You think they care for you. And God like, I'm going to reveal this to you in my way. I'm going to reveal it to you. You might not like what you see, but God revealing it to you that, you know what? These people they're not for you. They're not, they're not really with you like you think. So the minute you start to realize that, you can get some of these blessings, these ridiculous blessings that God has for you. So yeah, hey, thank y'all for coming out. This actually the end. If y'all have any, I'll wait a couple minutes. Y'all have any questions or whatever in the chat, hey, you can drop them. If not, man, look, my wife Shannon has a upload tomorrow at 7 p.m. That's Not Free Living, so you can go to her channel. She has a 7 o'clock upload. and Sunday she's going live. I'm not sure what the subject is. I should have asked her before I got on here, but she can put on there the live, but she has a live on Sunday at 7 p.m. So her live is always you think mine off the chain, her lives be off the chain. I be in there like this here, and I'm gonna be typing sometimes. Like, oh, let me finish typing because I'm her moderator. But her lives, I'll be like, man, this is some good information. So again, man, thank y'all for coming out. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to share this content out. You know, if you thought it was beneficial to you, you can share it with some of your friends and family. Hey, that's cool. And if you're new, go ahead and subscribe. I love all y'all. Oh, wait, I can't get out of here without saying a prayer. Coach Letitia, if she's in here, she's gonna try to get me. So let me say a prayer before we get out of here, because we always want to either start with prayer, end with prayer. You know, I'm gonna end with prayer. And then my wife just posted. Let me put it on there. Sundays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Video premiere on Saturdays 7 p.m. and she always has good video. She actually dropped a video earlier today, like a little 4-minute video, inspirational video, real good. Y'all check that out. Thank you. Oh, this is so sweet. Thank you for subscribing. Hey, thank you, Shannon. I appreciate it. I talked to her a lot on Facebook, so thank you. So let's say a prayer before we get out of here. Let me get this off of here. Let's see. Oh, one more thing I forgot. My wife also just did a boot camp for women. It was for women only. She did a boot camp. She had, I think, 10 women was in there, and she actually doing a boot camp again tomorrow. And I don't know if she still has one seat left. I'm not sure. Shannon, do you have a seat? I know she's listening, but she has a boot camp, and they were supposed to be on there 2 hours. Let me tell y'all, I was down here working in my office, and she was actually upstairs for almost 4 hours talking to women about narcissist abuse. So they went through different stages of narcissist abuse. And from what I heard, it was a great time of just women just talking about narcissist abuse and sharing their stories and Shannon giving them, the knowledge and things to be able to move past it. But yeah, her boot camp, she has another one tomorrow. I think from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I think she has one seat left, I think. But if you can get in, hey, reach out to North Free Living again. If you're dealing with narcissist abuse and you want to learn more about it, reach out to her with that boot camp. So let's go ahead. Let's do a prayer, and then we'll get out of here. God, I just want to come to you just saying thank you. Thank you for everybody that was able to come in the chat, whether they said anything in the chat or didn't, but just able to listen. And I just pray that, that the words as I was saying that was able to touch, like I said, at least one person. If I can heal one person or help one person through a situation, I think that's what it's all about. I want to thank you for the people that came in and subscribed and liked and comment, and just had a conversation with me just to learn and grow together. So I would just want to pray for people that are dealing with different issues, whether it's narcissist abuse or physical abuse, mental abuse, financial abuse, dealing with hospitalizations. I know a lot of things are going on. People are hospitalized for different reasons. I want to pray for them. I can't remember everybody's name, but everybody that was in the chat, just want to pray for each one of them and all their family, their kids and loved ones. Just pray for all of them, oh Heavenly Father. So we're just saying thank you for just giving us this opportunity, giving us this platform to be able to share information with other believers. And we just say thank you, oh Heavenly Father. This we ask in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen. So I'm thankful for all y'all. Okay, let me put this up there. My wife didn't put it up there. Oh, she said it's full. Sorry, y'all. I thought it had one more seat. Sorry. She says full, but if someone contacts me, they can sign up. Oh, okay. So she letting some. Okay, if y'all contact her, she's saying y'all still can sign up. Because I thought it was full because she was doing like a smaller setting. So if y'all contact her at her pick time right there, you can sign up. And again, let me go ahead and plug myself before I get off here. I am a certified life coach. So if you do want to talk to me, let me put this up here. I'll leave Shannon thing up there, but I'll put my thing down here. Let's see. So y'all can see how to get into contact with me. So that's my thing strolling at the bottom. That's my pick time also. We both use the same thing. So if you want to contact me on pick time, I do offer a 30-minute free consultation, for the first time. Then after that, you'll go on there, you can see the payments and stuff like that. So if you want to talk about narcissist abuse or just life things in general, procrastination, that's something I'm real good on. Time management, things like that. If you want to talk about those things, we can do that too. So either one of us, can hit us up. And my wife also, North Free Living, is a certified life coach. So if you want to contact her, you still can go through her pick time also. and do that way. So again, hey, thank y'all for coming out. It's been a blessing. It's been fun. It's been an honor, and I thank y'all. And we'll see y'all next Sunday. If nothing's going on, I'll see you next Sunday. Not sure what it's gonna be about, but I'm pretty sure. Well, no, I say next Sunday, next Friday, but Sunday on my wife channel. We'll see y'all then. Amen. Aloha, Cluster B. Cat BA say thank you for the prayer. Okay. My wife, thank y'all for joining. Adrian, enjoyed y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all again. So we'll see y'all next time on Faith-Based Workplace. Y'all be blessed. See you next time.